Hello. So I am trying out a different app to record this video than what I was using on my Windows PC. This is on my iPhone, and I want to see how it works. So I'm a little curious. And I wanted to do an update on my Korean. I'm losing interest in Korean. I'm doing lots with Japanese. In fact, I'm thinking I might do a video on YouTube in Japanese, more for my own practice. Not very many people are watching my videos anyway, so this is just obviously for the few people that watch, but more for me. Anyway, so for Korean, I did another lesson with my online tutor at italki. It goes okay. She pushes through the material. It's mostly review. A couple things are new. We're using a completely different book, the Talk to Me in Korean books, than what I used at my Pima Community College in class. So that textbook, it's different grammar. If you look at different Korean learning methods or resources, you will see that the order that they teach the grammar is all different. There's no set routine. Of course, a few things will probably come sooner, but you'd be surprised at how different it can be. What might be considered advanced in one book shows up really early in another book. Yeah, so it's good. We speak all English. I try a little bit of Korean, not very much. She doesn't expect very much. She'll give like little translation exercises, like a sentence in English, and then I have to say the Korean. And in Korean, when you speak, you often drop the subject, but English you do not. And I've noticed that she does not want me to drop the subject when I speak, and that's a little bit annoying to me because she's making me do a very literal translation of the English, which is a little, the Korean is actually unnatural, but that's what she wants. I also did a tutoring session with a Korean tutor who speaks Japanese, and that was a lot of fun. We spoke all Japanese as opposed to all English, so at least I was practicing a foreign language. And of course, when you use your native language to communicate to a tutor and you're instead of using the target language, you feel dumb. So if I'm at least speaking in Japanese, I don't feel dumb. It's like, hey, look, I can speak this language. I'm not dumb. Yeah. I have my spaced repetition reps, flashcards deluxe. I have tons, like 1,000 sentences that I am totally behind on. I've gotten bored of it. I've lost motivation. And I set that up doing basically reading sentences, and then I have a separate deck where I am trying to test myself to recall Korean by looking at a picture, seeing the English, and then saying the vocabulary word, which is very difficult for me. I know I think it's a very good way to practice, but it's very difficult. And if you're doing a spaced repetition, that is, if you test yourself and then the app spaces it out 1 day, 2 days, that way of testing yourself will probably drive you insane as the intervals get really big. So I set it up to stop at 3 days, nothing over 3 days. I'm hoping that is tolerable, and we'll see. So far it's tolerable, but difficult, but tolerable. I'm going to go in today and catch up. It'll be my first time doing studying with my spaced repetition in, oh God, like 4 days. That's way too long to wait for studying a language, I think, which is why I'm losing interest in Korean. I'm reading some books in Japanese. Obviously, I watched my anime, and I was thinking of K-drama. Like, what can I do with K-drama? If I watch K-drama with English subtitles, I don't know how much I'm getting out of it. I did that with anime for years and years after I started to study Japanese. I just kept the English subtitles on because I really didn't understand the Japanese, and I wanted to stay interested. And I wanted to try speaking some Korean for this vlog. I can't speak Korean, but I'm going to do a little bit anyway. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 폴이에요. 취미는 없어요. Okay, I'm only thinking in Japanese. This is my problem when I start trying to Korean, as I start thinking in Japanese. Hope I could understand the Korean if I heard it. I'm like bicycle, jitensha. Wait, that's Japanese. So Korean also uses the vocabulary from Chinese, but it's different. Sounds very different. It's not jitensha. Oh, screw it. Anyway. I also a little bit. I wanted to try reading Korean. I have an ebook in Korean. I have that same ebook in audio format, like an audiobook from the Google Play Store. There is not very many Korean books, but there is a couple on there. I guess I haven't looked too hard. I don't know what their selection really is. Maybe 10 books. We're talking really small, but maybe I'm not looking very hard. Not that I can read and it all with any ability to speak of right now. Don't know how useful it would be for me to plow through a book, even though it's way, way, way over my ability. Way back in the day, I did do that with German. I read The Hobbit in German translation, even though my German ability was like literally one semester of German, 1 to 2 semesters, one semester at community college. It was terrible. But I just fought through it. I was really motivated. It was so painful. It did help. I plowed through that book and then some more books, and it definitely helped, but oh god, it was painful. I think I may need to do that for Korean if I really want to make progress, as guaranteed progress. Doing the spaced repetition I think is good. It worked with Japanese kind of very slowly. Let's say slowly. Yeah, so I might use text-to-speech. I have a text-to-speech app on my phone I'm using for Japanese now. I've used text-to-speech for English because I like listening better than reading. It's nice that I can actually do other activities, or I could sit down and watch the text read as it's read to me, so I can it helps me stay focused. I might do that in Korean. The one problem with the Korean, obviously, is that my vocabulary is so small. I can't even begin to guess at the gist of what the hell's going on without using a dictionary. So I probably will have to use a dictionary of some kind. And it'd be nice if there was some good software on the computer to help me with that. So far, I haven't been happy with what I found, but I'm going to look again. I haven't looked in about 6 months since last year. So maybe I'll find something. I guess in theory, I could use a paper dictionary. I did that with German. Oh God, it was terrible. Yeah, so that's all I have to say for right now. Until next time.